Will the truth over Anthony be exposed? Emmerdale spoilers follow. Emmerdale's Dawn Fletcher shocks Kim Tate next week as she refuses to back down over her affair. Kim feels uneasy as she realizes that her efforts to pour cold water on Dawn's fling with Joe Tate haven't worked out as planned. Last week, Kim firmly rebuked Joe for pursuing Dawn when she's vulnerable following the tragic death of her dad Will Taylor and her baby son Evan's illness. Despite Joe's protests that they were both consenting adults and Dawn was the one pursuing him, Kim ordered him to end the affair immediately. When the drama continued this week, Joe warned Dawn about Kim's knowledge of the affair and her unwanted interference. A horrified Dawn rushed to speak to Kim and was relieved when she agreed to keep the truth under wraps. However, Kim also reminded Dawn that casual fun with Joe probably wasn't worth ruining her marriage for. In follow-on scenes next week, Dawn's husband Billy starts to notice the change in her mood for the first time. With Dawn's head still turned by Joe, she doesn't seem to have much time for Billy. As Billy feels rejected, his own interest starts to shift as he tries to view Manpreet Sharma's online profile. Viewers will remember that Manpreet developed a crush on Billy last year, which didn't go anywhere at the time. Kim is stunned when Dawn privately admits that her desire for Joe hasn't gone away. Is Kim losing control of the troubling situation unfolding under her roof? And would Dawn feel differently about Joe if she knew about the dark secrets he's keeping about his health and manipulation of his brother Noah? Will the truth about Anthony be exposed? Emmerdale drama reaches boiling point as Dawn Fletcher defies Kim Tate. The tension in Emmerdale is set to reach new heights next week as Dawn Fletcher shocks Kim Tate by refusing to back down over her affair with Joe Tate. The explosive storyline has been building for weeks, and viewers are now on the edge of their seats as secrets, lies, and manipulation threaten to unravel the lives of everyone involved. But the biggest question remains: will the truth about Anthony and Joe's dark secrets finally come to light? Kim Tate, the formidable matriarch of Home Farm, has been desperately trying to control the situation after discovering Dawn's affair with Joe. Last week, Kim firmly rebuked Joe for pursuing Dawn, especially during such a vulnerable time in her life. Dawn has been grieving the tragic death of her father, Will Taylor, and dealing with the ongoing illness of her baby son, Evan. Kim warned Joe that his actions were reckless and selfish, but Joe defended himself, claiming that Dawn was the one pursuing him and that they were both consenting adults. Despite his protests, Kim ordered him to end the affair immediately. This week, Joe warned Dawn about Kim's knowledge of their relationship and her meddling. A horrified Dawn confronted Kim, who surprisingly agreed to keep the affair under wraps. However, Kim didn't miss the opportunity to remind Dawn that her casual fling with Joe wasn't worth destroying her marriage to Billy Fletcher. Dawn, however, seems to be in too deep, as her feelings for Joe continue to cloud her judgment. Next week, the drama intensifies as Dawn's husband, Billy, begins to notice a change in her behavior. With Dawn's attention firmly fixed on Joe, she has little time or energy for Billy, leaving him feeling neglected and rejected. As Billy struggles to make sense of his wife's distant demeanor, his own interest begins to shift. In a surprising twist, Billy is seen trying to view Manpreet Sharma's online profile. Fans will recall that Manpreet developed a crush on Billy last year, though nothing came of it at the time. Could this be the start of a new romantic entanglement for Billy, or is he simply seeking comfort in the face of his crumbling marriage? Meanwhile, Kim is left reeling when Dawn privately admits that her feelings for Joe haven't faded. Despite Kim's warnings and attempts to intervene, Dawn seems determined to pursue her relationship with Joe, no matter the consequences. This defiance leaves Kim questioning whether she is losing control of the situation unfolding under her roof. Kim, who is used to being the puppet master, now finds herself struggling to contain the chaos. But the real question on everyone's mind is, what secrets is Joe hiding? Viewers have been given glimpses of Joe's darker side, including his manipulation of his brother, Noah, and the mysterious truth about his health. If Dawn knew the full extent of Joe's secrets, would she still feel the same way about him? And what about Anthony? Rumors have been swirling about Joe's involvement in Anthony's disappearance, and fans are desperate to know if the truth will finally be exposed. As the week unfolds, tensions between Dawn, Billy, Joe, and Kim will reach closer to Manpreet and Dawn refusing to let go of Joe. The stage is set for a dramatic confrontation. Will Kim's efforts to control the situation backfire, or will she find a way to regain the upper hand? And most importantly, will the truth about Anthony and Joe's dark past finally come to light, shattering lives and relationships in the process? Emmerdale fans are in for a roller coaster ride as the truth hangs in the balance. One thing is certain, the fallout from these revelations will change the lives of everyone in the village forever. Don't miss a moment of the drama as secrets are exposed, alliances are tested, and the truth about Anthony is finally revealed. Emmerdale explodes, Dawn Fletcher's defiance, Kim Tate's desperation, and the dark secrets surrounding Joe Tate. The quiet village of Emmerdale is anything but peaceful as the drama surrounding Dawn Fletcher, Joe Tate, and Kim Tate reaches a fever pitch. With secrets bubbling to the surface and relationships hanging by a thread, the question on everyone's lips is, will the truth about Anthony finally be exposed? As the tension mounts, the lives of the villagers are set to be turned upside down in ways no one could have predicted. Dawn Fletcher's defiance, a love affair that could destroy everything. Dawn Fletcher, still reeling from the tragic death of her father, Will Taylor, and the ongoing health struggles of her baby son, Evan, has found solace in the arms of Joe Tate. However, what started as a fleeting moment of comfort has spiraled into a full-blown affair, threatening to destroy her marriage to Billy Fletcher. Despite Kim Tate's stern warnings and attempts to intervene, Dawn has refused to back down. Her feelings for Joe have only grown stronger, and she seems willing to risk everything for a chance at happiness with him. Kim Tate, the ever-manipulative matriarch of Home Farm, has been doing everything in her power to put an end to the affair. Last week, she confronted Joe, accusing him of taking advantage of Dawn during her vulnerable state. Joe, however, insisted that Dawn was the one pursuing him and that their relationship was consensual. Unmoved by his protests, Kim ordered Joe to end the affair immediately, but it seems her demands have fallen on deaf ears. This week, Joe warned Dawn about Kim's knowledge of their relationship, leaving Dawn horrified. In a tense confrontation, Dawn pleaded with Kim to keep the affair a secret, and to her surprise, Kim agreed. However, Kim didn't miss the opportunity to remind Dawn of the consequences of her actions. Is a fling with Joe really worth destroying your marriage? Kim asked, her words laced with both concern and manipulation. But Dawn, blinded by her feelings for Joe, seems unwilling to listen. Billy Fletcher's growing suspicion, a marriage on the brink. As Dawn's affair with Joe continues, her husband, Billy Fletcher, is starting to notice a change in her behavior. Once a devoted wife and mother, Dawn has become distant and preoccupied, leaving Billy feeling neglected and rejected. His attempts to reconnect with her have been met with cold indifference, and he's beginning to suspect that something is amiss. In a surprising twist, Billy's attention begins to shift elsewhere. Viewers will recall that last year, Manpreet Sharma developed a crush on Billy, though nothing came of it at the time. Now, as Billy feels the strain of his crumbling marriage, he finds himself drawn to Manpreet once again. In upcoming scenes, Billy is seen trying to view Manpreet's online profile, sparking speculation that a new romantic entanglement could be on the horizon. But is Billy truly interested in Manpreet, or is he simply seeking comfort in the face of his wife's betrayal? Kim Tate's desperation, losing control of the chaos. Kim Tate, known for her iron-fisted control over everyone and everything around her, is starting to feel the cracks in her carefully constructed world. Despite her best efforts to keep Dawn and Joe apart, her plans seem to be backfiring. When Dawn privately admits that her feelings for Joe haven't faded, Kim is left stunned and frustrated. For the first time in a long time, Kim is faced with a situation she can't control, and it's clear that the pressure is getting to her. But Kim's concerns go beyond Dawn and Joe's affair. There's a darker undercurrent to this story, one that involves Joe's mysterious past and the secrets he's been hiding. Viewers have long suspected that Joe is not the man he appears to be, and recent hints about his manipulation of his brother, Noah, and the truth about his health have only added to the intrigue. Could Joe's secrets be the key to unraveling this tangled web of lies and deceit? One of the biggest questions looming over Emmerdale is the truth about Anthony. Rumors have been swirling for months about Joe's involvement in Anthony's disappearance, and fans are desperate for answers.